Hello and welcome to our progress. I am Aravinda. In today's session, we are going to look about the blueprint of the UPSC Civil Service Examination. What is Civil Service Examination? Many of them are thinking only IAS and IPS are part of the Civil Service Examination. But it is not the case. By clearing this exam, we can get more than 21 cadres. More than 20 cadres are available. Out of those 20 cadres, IAS and IPS are only few cadres. Like IAS, IPS, Indian Foreign Service is there, Indian Revenue Service is there. Like this, multiple service, more than 20 services are there. IAS and IPS are only two of the service. But for any of the service, we have to clear this UPSC Civil Service Examination. Now let us see how this examination is conducted. This examination is conducted in 3 stages. That is preliminary stage, prelims exam, mains exam, and then interview. The preliminary stage or prelims is the exam is like objective type. That is, you have to share the answers in the OMR sheet. Okay. Coming to the mains exam, this is subjective. That is, instead of shading, as in case of prelims, in the mains, we have to write the answer in the paper based on the question asked. On the successful clearing of the mains, we are having a chance to enter into the interview. Once the interview also is successfully cleared, then only we can get our services. So we have to go through 3 processes: preliminary, mains, and then interview. Coming to the prelims exam. How the prelims exam conducted? As you know, prelims exam is objective. Prelims exam as a whole consists of 2 parts. That is, one is general studies, paper 1 general studies, and then one aptitude examination. 2 tests has been conducted in the prelims. One is general studies and another one is aptitude. And technical name or the name for this aptitude paper is known as CSAT. We refer aptitude exam as a CSAT. Therefore, one general studies paper, one CSAT paper. Morning general studies paper, and after the lunch on the same day, we will be having the CSAT paper. And in this 2 paper, CSAT paper is qualifying paper. What is this qualifying paper? For example, if you are going to some service in the military which requires height as a eligibility condition. Suppose you are going as a Jawan or you are going as a soldier, like this somewhat means, if they are telling that your height should be minimum 6 feet. Therefore, here the eligibility is 6 feet. Here the qualifying nature is 6 feet. Even though if your height is, suppose let's say 5'9", then you are telling that my height is only 0.2 inches less, but I am having more capacity. I can run like a Usain Bolt. I can fire like a Prithvi missile. Or I'm looking like Arnold. I'm very powerful. Like this, whatever you are telling, they won't take you in. The basic eligibility condition is at least 6 feet. At least you should be 6 feet. Then only they will be start evaluating your talents. This is not the main thing. But for entering into the service, the minimum aim is 6 feet for some soldiers posted in army. Okay. The same way, this is known as the qualifying. This is only qualifying. Okay. In the same way, for the prelims, the CSAT is only qualifying paper. That is, once again, that is, it is only qualifying. That is, you should score at least 33% or 66 marks out of 200, then only your general studies paper will be evaluated. Therefore, and based on the general studies paper only, your berth in your mains will be coming. Based on the marks you are scoring in the general studies only, whether you are going to write the mains or not is decided based on your GS paper marks. And this GS paper, they will evaluate this GS paper only if you are qualifying in the CSAT paper. I hope you are understanding this. So, CSAT is a key to the GS paper, GS paper 1, and GS paper is a key to the mains. Therefore, CSAT is qualifying. Now, coming to how much mark the exam has been held for. What is the duration? This question I will answer. Coming to the GS paper, that is paper 1, there are totally 100 questions will be asked. Totally 100 questions, and each question will be carrying 2 marks. Therefore, you are writing the exam for 200 marks. I'm talking about GS paper, that is paper 1 GS paper. Totally 100 question, each question 2 marks, therefore overall 200 marks. And you are also having a concept of negative mark. That is, if you are answering any question wrongly, means instead of getting 0 marks, you will be awarded with a negative mark. That mark will be deducted from your final score. The negative mark is, for one question, it is 1/3 of the marks assigned to that question. For each question, 2 marks assigned. Therefore, 1/3 of the 2 marks will be cut for the negative. That is, 1/3 of the 2 marks will be coming to 0.66. Therefore, 0.66 is the negative mark. For each question, wrong question, you will be losing 0.66 mark. For each correct question, you will be rewarded with 2 marks. Okay? So by this way, the negative marks will be working. And the exam will be conducted for 2 hours. Okay. Now coming to the CSAT paper. What is this CSAT paper? CSAT paper is qualifying. But unlike the 200 questions, unlike the 100 questions in the aptitude, unlike the 100 questions in the GS, CSAT carries only 80 questions. And each question carrying 2.5 marks. I will be writing. In a general studies, each question carrying 2 marks. And in CSAT, each question is carrying 2.5 mark. Therefore, weightage of each question is high. Totally 80 questions are there. And the same negative mark concept is applied here. 1/3 of the mark allotted to that question. In case of CSAT, 1/3 of 2.5. Because 2.5 marks allotted to each question. So, it will be coming to around 0.8. Therefore, negative mark for the general studies is 0.6. Negative mark for the CSAT is 0.8. But it is a qualifying nature. You should score at least 66 marks. Then only they will evaluate your paper 1. Based on your paper 1 performance only, whether you are entering mains or not is decided. And both the papers are of 2 hours. Both will be happening in the same day. Coming to cutoff. What is this cutoff concept? Because many of them are used to tell cutoff. This year, the cutoff is 90. This year, 95. This year, 100. This year, 80. Like this, they will be telling. So what is this cutoff means? Whenever we are telling cutoff, it will be changing. It is respect to, cutoff is only respect to the GS paper, because cutoff for the CSAT is fixed at 66. Cutoff means you should score above that level, then only you are having a chance to enter to the next level. Therefore, cutoff for the CSAT is 66. But cutoff, whenever you are mentioning 90, 95, this we are mentioning with respect to the GS paper. And based on the difficulty level, that cutoff will be changing. Suppose the paper is very much easy, means the cutoff will be telling 120 out of 200. That is, out of the 200 marks in the GS, you should score at least 120, then only you can enter to the mains. Suppose paper is very difficult, then they can even reduce this to 80 out of 200. Even by scoring 81, you can enter into the mains. Based on the difficulty, the cutoff will be changing. So by this way, prelims exam is conducted, and it is conducted on the same day. Now coming to the mains examination, that is second phase. The mains examination, as you all know, it is a subjective, not objective. You have to write the answer. And like a CSAT qualifying for the prelims, even for the mains, we are having 2 qualifying papers, that is paper A and paper B. That is, one is language paper and one is English paper. That is, in the mains, you have to write one language paper. That is Indian language, one Indian language. Whether it may be Hindi, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, whatever may be, you have to write one paper mandatorily in the Indian language. It will be asked in that language only. Okay, this paper is a qualifying nature. That is, this is the eligibility. You should clear this. And second is English paper. One paper based on the English will also be given. This is known as paper B. This 2 paper will be qualifying. Once again, I will change the color. Therefore, paper A and paper B are qualifying in nature like this CSAT. And these 2 papers are carrying the marks 300. And what is one more thing is that the prelims, whatever marks you are scoring in GS, suppose for example, in the prelims you are scoring, let's keep 150 out of 200, 160 out of 200 also, it will be end with the prelims. It won't be carried forward, or when they are calculating your final mark, and based on the mark only your rank list will be given. And for calculating the final mark, your prelims mark is not included. Whatever marks you have scored in the prelims, it will be left at the end of the prelims. And whatever marks they are calculating to allocate you cadre or at the end of the interview, that mark list won't have the value of the prelims. So prelims is separate. So only whatever marks you are going to score in the mains and the interview, that only will be evaluated for the final mark sheet. Even in that, the paper A, language paper and English paper won't be taken into consideration to calculate the final mark list. Therefore, your prelims mark, that is your GS mark, and your paper A, paper B, that is language paper and English paper marks will never be part of your final mark list. Okay? And with respect to this paper, these are qualifying. And the next paper is paper 1, that is essay paper, paper 2, general studies 1, general studies 2, general studies 3, general studies 4, and optional paper divided into paper A and paper B, or paper 1 and paper 2. There are many optionals which you can select in the UPSC. How to select the optional we will see in a separate video. For example, what all optionals are there means, for example, we can say sociology as subject is there, geography is there, economy is there, history is there, like this multiple subjects are there. In which subject you are having more interest, you take that subject as an optional, and that paper will be having that subject will be having two paper 1 and paper 2, and each paper will be carrying 250. So just by choosing a proper optional, you can get 500 marks because it is carrying 500 marks. So this is the mark list, and for calculating the mark, we will be using only this items. We will be leaving English and language. So by adding all this, all are marked for 250. When we are summing up, the sum will be coming to the 1750 marks. Out of 1750, how much ever you are taking, that mark will be considered in that will be taken to your final mark list. This 1750 does not carry this 300 and 300. Okay? I hope the concept of mains is clear, and each paper is of 3-hour duration. Okay? We have to clear the prelims, then we have to clear the mains. And with respect to prelims, CSAT is a qualifying. With respect to the mains, language and English paper is a qualifying paper. Okay, and these papers are not part of your final mark list. Even GS paper of your prelims is not part of your final mark list. On the successful completion of the mains, if you are getting the interview call, then the next process is interview. The next process is interview. So when the prelims will be conducted, generally the prelims will be conducted in the May last Sunday or June first Sunday. May last week last Sunday or June first Sunday. Generally the prelims exam will be conducted in morning session and afternoon session for GS and CSAT. And coming to the mains exam generally will be conducted in September or October. And based on the mains performance, your call for the interview you can expect within 1 month or 1.5 months. Therefore, by November you can get. So you will get a slot when your interview is there. And for the final interview, you have to visit the New Delhi. You have to visit the New Delhi for the interview. And this prelims exam is happening in almost all the states, in all the cities. But the occurrence of mains exam is restricted only to some important cities. And coming to the interview is restricted only to the New Delhi. So this is the process which has been followed. Okay? On the successful completion of the interview, if your name is in the rank list, then your service is, you got the service. It means like this. So by attending the interview, it doesn't mean that you got the service. You have to successfully clear the interview. Then only your service is guaranteed. So this is the stages in the UPSC Civil Service Examination. In next session, I will tell how to smartly prepare for the prelims so that you can easily crack the prelims and you can easily crack the mains too. And what are the sources for this prelims and what are the sources for the mains? I mean, what book we have to refer, what materials we have to refer, everything I will cover detailedly in the next session. Thanks for being with me. I hope the concept, the blueprint of the Civil Service Examination is clear to you. Thanks for being with me. Have a great day.